Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and welcome back to another episode of TekTopia. I just want to say a massive thank you for all the comments I received in episode 55 of this series. Basically, I asked you guys for a bunch of cosmetic build ideas for this fantasy village and I got so many comments, so many amazing ideas from all of you. They were very creative, so yeah, I got a ton of them jotted down in a notes file on my phone, and yeah, just want to say thank you for all of them because they were amazing. And also a thank you in advance, I guess, for the comments I received last episode when I asked you for some questions for a Q&A I'm going to be doing for 25k. Haven't seen the comments yet because the video isn't live at the time of this recording, but I'm sure you guys had some good comments there, so thank you for that as well. But today we probably won't have any time to do those cosmetic builds because we're going to be focusing on one build in particular, which is going to be quite a large one in this village. And that build is going to be the Tavern, as well as the kitchen and a couple of homes. It's going to be one of those builds where we have several inside of each other. You know how we do that sometimes? Yep, gonna be one of them again, so it's a pretty hefty build as I said, but this one is actually gonna be a little bit different to what I would usually do because I'm actually basing this build off a piece of concept art that I saw. So for this video we're gonna kind of be walking through my thought process and how I go about doing that, and just generally my process when it comes to building some of these structures, so I thought that could be an interesting way to go about today's episode. In every one of my videos, with the exception of this one currently, around 15 to 20 seconds into it, I will have my social media overlays in the top left hand corner of the screen, and it's just occurred to me that some of you may not really have realized it's there before, so I just kind of want to explain what each of them are. So the first one that comes up is my Twitch channel. That is where I stream over there every week at 7 PM UK time on a Sunday. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do so. I also have a Twitter account where I tweet, believe it or not, and I post announcements or my videos that go live and anything else I'm thinking about over there. So you can follow me on Twitter if you'd like to. And I also have a free, fun, and family-friendly public Discord server for you to join if you'd like. You can post your Minecraft builds there, general chat. I try to interact on there as much as possible, so yeah, check the Discord out if you'd like to do that as well, and you can also subscribe if you'd like, but most of you probably are by now, and if you're not, you know where the button is if you want to keep seeing my videos in your sub box. So I also have another one that isn't in the overlay, which is my Instagram account. I've mentioned this like once before in a video, so a lot of people probably don't know, but I have an Instagram account where I post my build tutorials, so you can follow me over there as well if you would like to. Oh, big sigh of relief. That's probably enough self-promotion on my end for a good couple of weeks, I'd say. We will start building in just 1 minute, but before we begin, I need to do something about our Nomad Crisis and the fact that none are spawning in my village, and that is still the case, unfortunately. And I haven't seen your comments in the last video where I asked you guys for some suggestions on what to do about tackling the problem. So for today, we're going to be doing what I suggested in just spawning in some children without a school, so they'll have no education until they grow up to be adults, which isn't really ideal, but it's the only thing I can think to do right now until, like I said, I read some of your comments. But I do have another issue alongside that one, and that is the fact that the guards inside of the barracks here are not actually producing any hearts when they wake up all happy in the morning. As you can see, with the exception of this guy right here, he just took a bit of a beating, they are all very happy, so I don't know whether it's just the fact that guards don't produce hearts, I could be correct in thinking that, or if I just have a straight up glitched village. Hopefully it's the former, but yeah, that's the issue I have right now, and obviously if I got no nomads, there's no way to actually produce hearts because all of these are guards in the village here. So basically the point I'm getting at is we are going to have to take a short flight over to another village and nab a couple of hearts from there. What? Is that a guard in there? Or like a zombie with a sword? I think it's a guard. I have a guard trapped in stone. Hello, how are you, Marcus? Are you good? How... I'm very confused how he managed that. Okay, I don't know what to say. Let's just fly to the village. There is one heart in the undergrowth. I guess I'll happily take that, but I'm gonna need a few more. There are, however, at least I think so, plenty of hearts here in Mecklen's Vale, so let's head on inside of my home and take a look. It might be in this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we want, I think we have 6 tokens to give out, so let's just grab, I guess, the single ones. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For 6 in total. 4 farmers and 2 lumberjacks. Maybe even some of these are descendants from the man himself, Mecklen Dalecarlia. There's always at least a couple of comments whenever I come over here to Mecklen's Vale asking me to find Mecklen himself, so I'm going to spend a couple of minutes looking around. However, there are 3 male lumberjacks over— oh, there he is, that was quick. Hey Mecklen, how you doing? Running things well around here? He's got a good axe, look at that go. He's not even bothered, he's a working man, Mecklen is. Yep, so there you go everybody, there he is, Mecklen Dalecarlia. See you buddy. Sorry, am I in your way? Please continue. Uh-oh, somebody's taking damage from a zombie. They're okay, they're running for their life. And we have returned to the village once again with the 6 hearts to spawn in some children, which I think I'm actually going to do right away here. I may wait until morning and until the rain and the snow stops, but it shouldn't make too much of a difference. I can probably just sleep this away afterwards. So yeah, while we build up the tavern, I'm thinking I get these guys spawned in and keep a very close eye on them, and probably skip all of the nights until they actually grow up, just because, yeah, they're gonna be useless as children and probably die if I just let the night pass by. So yeah, I'm thinking it doesn't really matter what order we actually place these down in, but I guess just to stay consistent, we'll keep 2 to each household. So these guys are going in the magenta house. There is the first child, Madison Pinkion. Probably said that terribly. Adolf Saratova, very nice name. And in the pink house, we are going to have— oh, these beds have already been claimed, but there we go. Hagar Sachet, I don't know how to say that. And Rosalind Varacona, very nice. And then in the light blue house, we have the final 2 children in Nerl Netheridge. That's a cool name. Nether, I like that. And we also have Axel Van Heiden. Awesome. Okay, just in time. It's nighttime, it's dark, it's getting scary. The children are just wandering aimlessly around. So I'm gonna go sleep. And yeah, as I said, keep a very close eye on these guys. I think the kids are happy they don't have to go to school. They're playing tag inside of their very own house. You live in every child's dream. So yeah, these guys should have honestly quite a fun 5 days until they grow up to become very stupid adults. But there we go, we don't really have any other option right now. So yeah, let's begin work on the tavern, shall we? So as far as location is concerned, it's gonna go somewhere over here on this part of the island where we're having all of the homes. That was the original plan. We've got quite a lot over here already that I wasn't originally intending to, but that's okay. It's gonna go somewhere near the houses because that makes sense, right? They go there at the end of the day and then they go to bed. Kind of needs to be all close by. So yeah, let's actually take a look at the piece of concept art that I'm going to be referencing. So here it is right here. I'm going to actually leave a link to the artist down in the description, his DeviantArt page. It's Takeda11 or Takeda, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it's down in the description. Hopefully I remember to do that if you want to take a look at some of his other stuff. But yeah, this right here is the picture we are going to be referencing. And as you can see, it does have a fantasy feel to it, but it's also got a strong medieval sense to it, right? And we're going to kind of be altering it to make it look a bit more suited to our village. So it's not going to be an exact copy when it comes to concept art. You know, we're not going to be trying to build every single part of it, but more so just keeping to the general structure of the build and taking different elements that I like from it and trying to incorporate it into Minecraft. So we'll pop it back up on screen. Of course, the very first thing I do with any build in Minecraft at all is figure out a general size of the build and just kind of get the main structure points in. So that's figuring out how big of a build it actually is, kind of laying out the foundation points, the pillars, and then outlining the roof. So we'll go ahead and get that done first of all. The size of this build actually fits quite nicely on this little natural platform of grass here. I barely had to modify this, so that's always nice. But yes, anyway, this is the outline of the build all done. The pillars, the foundation, and the roof outline. And usually what I like to do next before I start on all of the walls is actually get all of the roof done. So this is going to be a magenta house, the same one as that two-person home over there. And usually I have to place all of the concrete powder or concrete solid kind in first and then place a bunch of blocks under it, because obviously concrete powder is affected by gravity. So yeah, it's filling in all of the roof, replacing it, adding in some texture, and also at the same time placing in any additions that I want to have in the roof, like we have in a bunch of these other buildings, for example. Some windows, and then there's also some chimneys with this one. So there we go, that is the roof all done, but I have something more important to tell you, which you may be able to see in the bottom left corner over there. The children have now grown up into nitwits, so I'm going to go around and hand out some of these tokens and give them all a job. Nerla, my friend, you can become a farmer and stick to just beetroot. Axel Van Heiden, you can also become a farmer and you can just harvest carrots. Just like that. Hang on a second. Tick, tick, tick. Carrot, carrot. Yes. Adolf, you can become another farmer once again and just harvest wheat. And then the last farmer can be you, Rosalind. You can become the potato farmer. And then of course the final two are going to be the Lumberjacks, one of which is Hagar over here, and the other one, who is approaching at a very good time, can be you. What is your name? Madison. You can also become another Lumberjack. Our male Lumberjack has come straight into the library to do some reading, and I got a feeling that's not just because he's been starved of education his entire life, but because there aren't actually any trees in the village border to chop down, or at least not any very close by. So I think something I can do, in fact I don't think there's a single tree for them to chop down, so something I gotta do is actually just plant a couple of saplings down. Not gonna set up anything permanent. Oh, there's a couple of trees over here. Not gonna set up anything permanent, just probably dot them around the village, and then sometime soon we'll set up some sort of a proper tree farm. I'd say just for now, making this little island into a place for our lumberjacks to harvest trees from isn't too bad of an idea at all, because I don't really have any specific plans for anything over on this little section for right now. It may even become the location of the actual tree farm when we do eventually build it, or maybe even just keep something natural like this, but temporarily this is a fine solution, so hopefully they stick to here more so than wandering off into the forest over yonder. Ah, feels good to actually have some villagers other than guards around this place. Hopefully that may possibly solve our nomad situation, although it's not going to be that long before we actually build the school, so it's no real biggie either way. But yeah, they are doing good, the farmers are farming, and I'm assuming the lumberjacks are going to chop down those trees we just planted over there. But let's get back to building the tavern over this way. So as you can see, we finished the roof, and as I said, we're going with a magenta style one here as for the color. But something I do want to talk about is these chimneys round the back here. I absolutely love them. If we once again just pop up the concept art that I'm trying to copy here, you can kind of see there's a couple of chimneys in this build, and yeah, I thought I'd take some inspiration there and do something very similar. Obviously we can't really see around the back of it, so I've just added in some windows, and the entire build isn't really, you know, block for block like the concept art. It's just kind of taking certain elements from it. So yeah, the front looks like this, and then we got a little off section here for another roof, and yeah, generally I'd say this is pretty good. So once I got all of the roof done and the general structure outlined, what I then like to do is go around and fill in all the walls, but not detailing them. Literally, all I like to do is just pick where I want the windows to be and what blocks I'm going to use. Looking awfully plain at the moment, but don't worry, the next step is to add in a bunch of detail. I'm just going to do a quick swoop around and show you all 4 sides. This right here looks a little bit weird, but don't worry, I've got some better plans for it. So yeah, I'm just really picking windows and where I want everything to be, and sometimes on the sides here where we get a little bit higher and connect the wall to the roof. I like to do something a bit in the middle, so it's like this around this side, but on the other one, we just have like a straight line across, kind of connecting up to the smaller roof, trying to find a good vantage point. But yeah, there we go, something a bit like that. So yeah, it's really just deciding where I want the windows to go and any other pillar points I want to add in. And you can also see a new block into our texture pack. This right here, lost that block, but it's cyan terracotta. I'm not going to use this on all of the colors. I think it goes quite nicely with the magenta roof, but say for example, if we used it with the cyan, although you'd think that would work actually, it might work with the cyan, but the pink for example, or the light blue possibly, nah, not so much, but with the magenta, I think it works. So yeah, very happy to be adding that in as well. Let me know what you guys think about that. But basically, all we have to do now is go around and add in all of the details, so that's adding in the windows themselves, and just making this look a bit better than what it is right now. So there it is, the complete tavern. Let's just take a quick fly around and check it out on all of the sides. And this honestly may be my new favorite build in this village. I just think it really looks very fantasy-esque. I think specifically the chimneys round the back, and it's just a very high detailed build. I really do quite like it. I'm still quite partial to the Grand Library over here, but I think this one might have just taken the top spot. Let me know if you guys like this one the best out of all of the ones we've done so far in this village. Good morning, by the way, villagers. Some of you are still very, very sad, which is a shame, but we'll get this tavern up and running very, very soon, which will boost our happiness. I keep sleeping through the night because it's scary around here. But super quick, let's just pop up the concept art here on the left hand side and kind of compare the two. So generally the shape and the structure of the building is pretty similar. There's some elements that are involved or been moved over into Minecraft, but there's also some that haven't quite made the cut. Like there's this toilet on the left hand side of the build with a chute that goes down into the street. It's very disgusting, but also kind of cool. And a washing line next to it and a few other bits and bobs that I tried to add into this build but couldn't really make it work. And like the sign over here, for example, that I had to move across and make a couple of adjustments with, but also wanted to add it in, just yeah, kind of changing it around. The idea with using concept art isn't to copy, it's more so to inspire, right, and kind of get some ideas from it. I usually use it just to get a general building shape. That's the thing I struggle with the most, just starting. But yeah, that is the complete tavern except from the inside, which we're going to do any second now. But before we do that, I need to talk about this sign up here. So, fun fact, this is actually a jukebox because I have a custom note block texture that makes it look like a crate. And I wanted this texture right here of the note block and the jukebox. So I had to pay a diamond to hang this up, but I got plenty of diamonds, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, we're not actually talking about the jukebox, we're talking about what is inside of the item frames on all four sides. So at the moment we have glass bottles in here, filled with water of course, but there's actually something that we could potentially get our hands on. It's a little bit cheaty, but I think it would be worth it. I actually need to go into a test world to show you what it is, but yeah, I think you're gonna like it. Beer. Beer is something that we could put inside of the item frames here in replace of the water bottles. This is actually a TekTopia item, but I don't believe you can get your hands on it in survival. I could only do this from giving it myself in commands, or it might be in the creative menu actually. Yes, there it is right there. So I not sure how you get your hands on it without going in creative. But maybe I'm thinking if we just pay some like amount of emeralds or diamonds, maybe just chuck 4 diamonds away and get ourselves 4 bear items to place around here, could be kind of cool. So yeah, I'll leave that up to you guys if you think that would be a fair trade, just so I can very quickly, I promise I'll do it on camera. I'll only spawn in the 4 bear items, nothing else, and we chuck away 4 diamonds or something else like that. I won't do it in today's episode or next one probably. I'll wait until I see what you guys say. But yeah, let me know, just because I think that very slight detail change looks a million times better. I think I'm gonna need to start planting trees elsewhere in the village. They have been chopped down rather quickly. I also destroyed the ones that were over there, just because I didn't really want the villagers wandering off into the forest where it gets really dark at nighttime. So yeah, got rid of those trees, and I planted more over here, but they, as you can see, have disappeared very quickly. So honestly, I might just plant a few just around this location until we set something up permanently. Like I said, we'll do in an episode soon. I'm thinking, honestly, we might do like a big underground tree farm, similar to what we did in Asteria, just because then it gets the ugly vanilla trees out of the way and we can do some custom ones eventually in this village. So yeah, I'm thinking I'll most likely do that. But anyway, we are going to fly on over to the tavern and actually start work on the inside of here so we can finally get this thing up and running and make our villagers have another source of happiness rather than just sleeping the night away, which I never let them do because I'm always skipping it. So yeah, I've recently in my survival series done an entire video kind of based upon how I go about doing interior design, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip this. If you want to watch how my thought process goes with interiors, you can go and check out that video. Probably went out about a week ago or so. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead, get this all done, and give you the grand tour. Okie dokie, the tavern has been finished on the inside, so let's head on through the door and actually have a look around. Now, I did mention earlier in the episode that this tavern isn't just going to be the tavern. There's actually going to be some other buildings in here as well, one of which is over here, which you may be able to guess from the giant cake on display, but we'll get to that in just a second. But the tavern itself is actually just this main level down the bottom here, which always looks a little bit weird in TekTopia because you have these chairs plastered all over the floor. But ignoring them, it looks okay. It's much better once the villagers are actually inside of here, drinking, cheering, and having fun with all their fellow citizens. But yeah, we got a couple of tables with some cups and some plates out on them, and then we've got the bar over here with a couple of taps and some more cups. And I always like to add in a chair behind the bar itself, just if a villager ever wants to come and sit behind here and look like the bartender. Save me doing it, I guess. So yeah, I got some big tables, a couple of solitary and duo tables, and then over here is the note block. This is the custom texture that I was on about earlier. It would play a tune if that wasn't... There we go. That's the note block texture, which you actually have to place down in the tavern to get your bard to play in here. They'll kind of just go to this spot right here and do their little tune when we do eventually get a bard, which will not be today, unfortunately. But yeah, that's the tavern area of this build. We can now walk into the kitchen. So this is a similar thing to what we did in the Undergrowth, I think it was. Kind of had like a 2-in-1 build there with the tavern and the kitchen as well. So this is only a very small little thing. We'll probably have to build another one of these at some point or another because this is only enough room for one chef. But yeah, got some furnaces on display, of course. This connects up to the chimney on the outside. A couple of ingredients and whatnot stacked up on the shelves here. And then maybe this is like cupcakes ready to go into the oven or something like that. Towel to dry their hands and usual stuff that you would have in a kitchen. And of course the cake on display. And I do this quite a lot, but I absolutely love, specifically in TekTopia, because there is this aspect of movement in the village, but where you can like see through into another building. So, you know, you can be in the tavern here and just see what the chef is cooking up in the kitchen. I love it. I do it all the time, and I probably will. for a very long time to come. But if we head on up the stairs, we actually have, well, they're not here just yet, but they're going to be two-person homes, just because I had some extra room in the loft here, so I thought I'd make use of that. And once again, similar to the other homes in this village, they are very, very cramped and only just hit the minimum, can never say that word, minimum floor space needed for 2 villagers, which is 24, 12 blocks per villager. So yeah, it's a little cramped in here, but it should be enough so they don't get overcrowded. Still decorated quite nicely, I would say, though. So yeah, there's one of them, and the other one has the same deal, 24 floor spaces, some paintings, and this is what connects up to the chimney outside. So yeah, that is the tavern fully complete. We probably won't buy the tokens for the 2 homes and the kitchen today. We'll maybe save that for next episode and be able to get ourselves 4 more villagers. A very loud motorcycle just went by, so apologies for the possible non-seamless cut up there. You may not have even noticed it, but yeah, a loud bike went by and I had to stop talking for a second. Kind of forgot what I was saying, but something about the tokens. We'll save them for next episode, get ourselves 4 more villagers, but we are very quickly going to actually buy the tavern token, which I need to get myself an item frame to place up here. Don't worry guys, soon enough you'll be able to spend your night sat... Okay, let's look at someone else. Don't worry, you'll be able to spend your night sat in the tavern instead of wandering around aimlessly at night. What are you doing, by the way? It's dark out here. There are mobs everywhere. You guys okay over there? Yep, much better. Okay, very quickly, before things start dying, and I should probably go to bed, but we'll take a risk and hope no one dies while I do this. But let's go ahead and purchase the tavern token right here, just under a stack of emeralds. Don't mind if I do. Thank you very much. That leaves us with a total of a stack and 2 emeralds remaining. Gonna need to reach a point soon where we can start trading, otherwise I'm gonna have to go mining, which is never particularly fun. But yeah, the final thing we are gonna do today, that's a guard, don't worry, taking damage, they're allowed to do that, is place down our tavern token. Awesome. I don't know if anyone's actually gonna use this today or not, but, oh, there's a baby zombie. Let me sort this guy out, otherwise he's gonna cause some issues. Take that guy. Don't run into a villager when you're flaming, otherwise that's a real problem. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to use it today because it's probably far enough into the night where they just want to go to bed. But yeah, guys, thank you. There's a farmer dying. Where's the farmer dying? Oh no, you're over here. What's going on? Where are you dying from? Was it this guy getting you? This is why I'm skipping the night all the time, by the way. No, stay inside. Okay, we're going to bed right now. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. I really hope you did enjoy. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, see you next time, guys. I'm all flustered. I don't like villagers taking damage. It's very scary. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye for now. There are monsters nearby, apparently. That's quite scary. Let's try again. Nope, still monsters. Okay, I guess I'll just stare into the sky.